Hustle and grind, dig, man. Gotta fight. You gotta figure out a lot of dog in you, man, to be rich. Now, if you just want a job, get yourself a little job. Go ahead, set a nice little life. Get a little house somewhere. Get yourself a little minivan, a station where you can go and ride your life out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you really want to be bought, change some people's lives, get yourself some real money, hire people, get more than one stream of income coming in. You gotta be a hustler, man. You gotta be a hustler. You all in the tech. And it's money, man. Money can't buy you happiness. Dads don't have no money. Tell you what, go be poor and see how that work out. I lived in a car for 3 years, man, struggling. But I had a dream and a vision, and I got there. Hustle, man, hustle.
You were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky. Getting married is risky. Having children is risky. Going into business is risky. Investing your money is risky. It's all risky. I'll tell you how risky life is. You're not going to get out alive. That's risky. The Englishman says, well, if that's the way it's going to work out, let's give it a go. Right. That's what it's for. Give it a go.
99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. The center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. You know, something as simple as food and eating. It's not about your body as much as it is about your mind. It's getting command of your mind to be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest. Every day we are choosing shit that's not in our own best interest. So if the world is attacking you and the world wants to fight you and the world's trying to hold you down, so you're gonna kick yourself in the balls? So you're gonna stop yourself from getting what you dream.
You have the courage to act outwardly on what you see inwardly. Or will you die a dreamer? Will you die on the verge and on the edge and in the land of coulda, woulda, and shoulda? The strong hand rules the roost. Do you have the courage? I'm going to drop something on you. It takes courage to be successful. It is far easier not to be successful. Misery will always have company. Success breeds contempt. If you don't want to make waves, be mediocre, be normal, and fit in. And if you're more concerned about people than you are God, then neutralize everything He put in you. Just fit in with everybody else. Dress like them, walk like them, act like them, eat like them, go where they go, think like they think, do what they do. And once you've neutralized your uniqueness, you don't need courage. It takes courage to be different.
Stop waiting for things to make sense. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop waiting. Take action right now. Literally right now, in this moment, take action. I got on a flight to Mexico for a business building retreat, and I didn't have a business. I invested in coaches when I was already the happiest and healthiest I had been in my entire life, and I had 6 figures of debt. Stop waiting for things to make sense. Stop waiting to be ready. If you keep waiting until you're ready, you are going to be waiting for the rest of your life.
Is my dream really my dream? Or is it someone else's? You see, most of the time, our dream journey begins not with our dream, but with someone else's, usually our parents. They look at us when they're very young and they kind of have a little dream for us. They start planting those seeds and we kind of go off on that little pathway. And pretty soon we're living maybe their dream, but not ours. But there comes a time in your life where the dream costs. And it's at that moment we find out whether we own it or we borrowed it. You see, if I borrow the dream from you or someone else, I won't pay that price. But if it's my dream, I mean it's really my dream, then I'll pay that price. If I own it, I can achieve it. The moment I don't own it, there's no way I can ever accomplish what I want to accomplish.
You gotta rise up. You gotta make your dreams a reality and live a damn masterpiece. You know this. Now, here's the thing, couple things. You gotta make a decision. Listen to me. You gotta make a decision. What's the decision? What's the thing you came here for? Now we're at the moment. The clock is ticking. People say all the time, hey, life is short. Let me tell you something. Life can be long. You bury your dreams, you quit this, life gets long. See, time's relative. 2 minutes of you being with your sweetie, doing whatever you like to do with them, That can go by quick, right? What's about the last 2 minutes on a treadmill? Does that not seem like it goes by for like 4 hours, right? So if you're enjoying it, it's short. If it's painful, it's long. Life can be long. You want a life that feels like it's flying by. You want a life like I have right now where I go, can I just press pause? Can I just press pause? It's so good. It's so great. It's so rewarding. It's so awesome. But I don't really want to press pause because I know it can get better.
Okay, this is a good one. Recently, my son, my youngest son, he left for school and he forgot to make his bed. So I took it upon myself to make it for him.
Well, how old is he?
He is 12 years old.
Oh, okay.
Now, while I was in his room, I found a nudie magazine under his pillow.
My man.
Now, my first thought was to take my pictures of my face and stick them in that nudie magazine so when he opened it up, but I put it back. Steve, I need to know, was that the right thing to do, or should I have gone with my original?
Hell no. You were gonna put your face on all the naked girls' bodies? Send your boy into therapy?
People have a tendency to care more about what other people are thinking about them than what their soul wants. And so they live from, what is so-and-so going to think of me? And what's my mother going to think of me? And what's the society's going to think of me? And inside, everyone has a destiny, bright, beautiful destiny. The soul is calling us to greatness, your name of your show, you know, to be great beings, to be great lights, to live fully. And oftentimes people will dim their light in order to fit into someone else's paradigm. And end up with crisis, end up with disease, end up with prolonged sadness. Yeah. When if you just step out of that, there's so much life to live, you see. So I think a lot of people are just run by what others are thinking about them rather than what their soul wants.
Yeah. I believe money is still the most important energy of this vibration. It's an energy that you put into the flow. It allows you to shop, but you still have to shop for the right things. If you shop for the right things, you can be super happy. Security, family, education. You know, I bought 2 community centers in Africa. I've never been happier in my life. You know, like those are the things that I shop for now, not motorhomes and boats and planes and things like that.
Nipple check.
You have been blessed. If you're healthy, health is my #1 non-negotiable. Why? Because I get 1,000,000 wishes a day when I'm healthy. 1,000,000 asks. If I'm unhealthy, I only get 1 wish. I've been around the richest men in the world. They get 1 wish when they're in. Look at Steve Jobs. What was his 1 wish? That man had everything. Just 1 wish. Got to be healthy. Non-negotiable health, non-negotiable family, non-negotiable activity you get paid for.
Fuck them. You run this motherfucker. They can't stop you on a fucking Tuesday. How they gonna stop you? How the fuck are they gonna stop you? Get up off the fucking couch, look at yourself in the mirror, and just spit at the mirror. Fuck you, cocksucker. I'm going out there to get what's belonged to me.
So what we pay attention to, and then we give it intention, creates the coincidences in our lives. And coinciding is a mathematical term to me. It's not an accident. It's 2 things that are perfectly coming together at a perfect time, the right way at a perfect time. So I'm very cognizant of what I pay attention to and the intention I give it so that I get the coincidences that I want in my life.
The real issue is trusting yourself. Trusting yourself that you're going to make the right choices. Trusting yourself that you can hear that voice and follow it. Trusting yourself.
That when people betray you, abandon you, don't acknowledge you, whatever, you will...
I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Tell the feeling like I'm trapped in my damn mind. Tell the feeling like I'm rapping a damn lie. Tell the feeling like my life is a damn game. Nigga.
It's not selfish to put yourself first.
No, it's self-full.
It's self-full.
It's self-full to be first, to be as good as possible to you, to take care of you, to keep you whole and healthy. That doesn't mean that you disregard everything and everyone, but you want to come with your cup full. My cup runneth over. Yeah. What comes out of the cup is for y'all. What's in the cup is mine. But I gotta keep my cup full.
When you had that 3rd failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this?
Never. I don't ever give up.
That's unreal.
You cannot make a person happy.
You can make a person smile, you can make a person feel good, you can make a person laugh, but whether or not a person is happy is deeply and totally and utterly out of your control.
You have to ask, you have to think big, you have to feel good about receiving. And the only way to feel good about receiving, because our ego brings the guilt. The only way you can feel good, in my opinion, about receiving is knowing confidently what you're going to do with it. That's what allows you to receive more.
Excellent. I haven't had this much fun in ages. What did you say your name was?
Stop all criticism. Just stop it, now and forevermore. And make a vow to yourself that you're going to do your very best from now on to stop criticizing, number one, you, and then other people. It'll be a lot easier to stop criticizing other people when you stop criticizing yourself.
What on earth, even in a million years of your wildest dreams, made you think you were gonna stop Andrew Tate?
They fired their biggest weapon at us. They looked at us and thought they have too much power, too much influence. Let's hit them with the most powerful weapon we have. Let's cancel them. Let's close all their accounts. Let's make them vanish. That's the biggest bullet they have. Imagine shooting a man with your last bullet and he stands there, unfazed.
Do I look canceled?
Everyone that canceled so far ended up canceled, so they thought they could cancel the talk G. It's the weapon that always works. They fired the bullet that never fails. It bounced off of my skin, and here I am. I still emerge more powerful than ever before.
The first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. It's like you can have the best ship in the world, you can have the best airplane in the world. If the pilot or the captain doesn't know where to go, it would just drift around. It would not end up anywhere, or most likely in the wrong place.
You are the producer, director, and actor in your own play. You're also the script writer, being written as it goes along. You know what that means? You can change the script anytime you want. You're the writer, you're the actor. You don't like the way the scene is going? Change it. This is how much power we have and we don't realize it.
If you put out greatness, you won't get greatness back. And sometimes it don't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight for me. Quincy Jones didn't make Thriller till he was 50 years old. When I turned 40, that was when my biggest success happened. I worked free 90% of my life, and anyone can vouch for that. I knew what it would take.
Like someone told me the other day, I came in late and I said, you know, I'm sorry for being late. Thank you for waiting. He said, whoa, you shouldn't do that. And initially my energy was, what do you mean I shouldn't do that? Instead, they said, right, you know what I do? I come in and I say, thank you for your patience. It has a better energy than saying, sorry, I'm late.
Somebody taught me a long time ago a very valuable lesson, which is if you do the right things on the top line, the bottom line will follow. And what they meant by that was if you get the right strategy, if you have the right people, and if you have the right culture at your company, you'll do the right products, you'll do the right marketing, you'll do the right things logistically and in manufacturing and distribution. And if you do all those things right, the bottom line will follow.
You put shame in a petri dish, it needs three things to grow exponentially: secrecy, silence, and judgment. If you put the same amount of shame in a petri dish and douse it with empathy, it can't survive. The two most powerful words when we're in struggle: me too. If we're going to find our way back to each other, vulnerability is going to be that path.
Become what we think about most of the time, and that's the strangest secret. This is why thinking is so vital. This is why a goal is so important, because we will become that. This is why people who set goals achieve them. The trouble with men is not in achieving their goals. They do that. It's in establishing them. We must love them, we must help them, we must serve them, because our whole success will depend on our ability to do these things. But never lose our own individuality and our identity by permitting ourselves to become submerged in what has historically proved itself to be little more than a suffocating sea of indirection and purposelessness.
I'm saying this is a time more than ever that you want to begin to inoculate yourself with positive words, coming to conventions, showing up on meetings, being on the calls, to make yourself unstoppable, to get out of your mind the polluting negative thoughts that's causing most people to go through life being stuck because they're volunteer victims. Somebody said that many people die at age 25 and don't get buried until they're 65 because they got so much garbage in their minds. You are here because you've got a clear vision of what you want and where you're going.
Talk a lot about the ego. Yes. To me, I call the ego the hustler. He's my hustler.
Yeah, that's a good term for it.
Yeah, he's the hustler. And the ego says to me, you have no inherent worth. You got to hustle for it, baby. How fast you going to run? How high you going to jump? How many likes do you have on Facebook? How many comments do you have on that post? That's the hustle.
Sometimes the biggest blessing is in the redirection. You know what I mean? Sometimes that is the blessing itself, and oftentimes we look at it like, oh, this sucks, this is so bad. But you realize later how necessary that redirection was, and it could be something that you never imagined.
It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to not be right. It's okay to admit that you weren't right. And in fact, if you want the respect of your team and your peers, you will be willing and able to admit that you made mistakes the minute that you make them.
Here's how I think entrepreneurs need to think of themselves. You're standing in a room with 1,000 doors. Your job is to close 999 of them and walk through one. People are so paralyzed by all the opportunity cost of actually having to shut a door that they never make a decision. Make a decision, even if it's fucking terrible. Dude, mistakes are the most information-rich data stream there is.
I love this.
Standing still is the only problem.
Whatever they're doing, I always ask them, did you do your best? Did you learn anything? And did you have fun? If you keep things very simple and have your own simple one-liners that you allow them to make fun of you, like show me your friends, show me your future, be more interested than interesting, be kind to your future self, do good deeds, and they laugh at you, you are planting seeds under trees that you may never sit under, but you're planting them. The only thing this life is going to provide you is lessons, and the lessons keep coming, and if the same lessons keep coming, they're going to keep coming until you learn the lesson. So if you see the same lessons, then really get focused in on that lesson and learn it so it stops coming, but the lessons will keep coming.
When people ask like, oh, did you see this coming? It's like, well, yeah, how else do you make it happen? I don't even know how you would make something extraordinary happen if you don't have like an extraordinary level of belief.
Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Elevate yourself by elevating others. Find people in the position that you want to be in so you can be in the position yourself. There's no easier way to get to the position you want to be in than find someone that's already there to tell you and help you how to get there. Why invent it yourself?
When you don't know what to do, you do nothing. You get still until you do know. Because when you have to ask everybody else, should I do this, should I? And that's whether it's buying a pair of shoes or going with a guy, buying a house, taking a job, should I? When you have to ask everybody else, it means you don't really know the answer fully yourself. So you get still, be still, and know the answer will come.
When you get stuck in the what if, interrupt it with this, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go, what if it all works out? What if this turns out to be one of the hardest things I do, but the best decision I've ever made? What if placing a bet on myself was the moment my life changed? What if it all works out? Because you can't argue with that.
A lot of times we share things that are not ours to share as a way to hotwire connection with a friend, right? If you don't have anything nice to say, come sit next to me. That's our, yes or no? Like our closeness is built on talking bad about other people. You know what I call that? Common enemy intimacy. What we have is not real. The intimacy we have is built on hating the same people. And that's counterfeit.
You need to know this. Your job is not always going to fulfill you. There will be some days that you just might be bored. Other days you may not feel like going to work at all. Go anyway. And remember that your job is not who you are. It's just what you're doing on the way to who you will become.